investigative consumer reporter Chelsea Springs is recording live. We're about to go down the treacherous class 3.5 falls of the Nata Hala.
I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
Hello! Welcome back to Staying Salty. My name is Chelsea, and if you can't tell, I still have not figured out where to record my videos in my new apartment. But if you like this setup, let me know. So clearly, as the title describes, this week we are talking about the impact that CF has on our partners. And if you've been around for a while or watched my other videos, you already know that I am lucky enough to have an amazing boyfriend named Nick. Now, in this video, I'm not gonna really go into a lot about us dating or how we met or anything like that, because I have done other videos covering those topics, and I'm going to link them down below. But if you haven't checked them out, definitely click on them and watch them, because we definitely met and dated in a very unconventional and unique way. It's a good story to hear, but for this video, I actually have no idea what to say, because I am the cystic fibrosis patient. I've never dated someone with CF, so I don't know what it's like. So for the rest of this video, I'm actually going to be giving all of it over to Nick, and he's going to tell you guys what he thinks the impact of dating someone with CF is. But before I hand that over to him, I just wanted to say how immensely grateful and thankful I am to have someone like him in my life. I remember for a long time, I didn't even think that people like Nick existed, and I thought, who in the world is going to want to be with someone like me, with everything that CF entails and the giant, essentially, train car of problems that they would have to deal with along with me. But he has taken it in such strides and with such selflessness and grace that I honestly don't even think he's a real person sometimes. But he's gonna make it seem so easy in his video, and I just wanted to say how I know it's not nearly as easy as he makes it seem, and I probably don't thank him nearly as much as I should, but it takes a very certain special someone to take on everything that he's taken on, and I'm so grateful every day for him, and he's become one of the biggest pillars in my support system. Obviously, living with me now helps me even more than I even knew someone could help me. But if you're out there and you're looking to date and you have CF, don't worry, because CF is a learning curve. I've had CF for 24 years, so I've had 24 years to understand and come to terms and accept what CF means for my life, my future, and everything like that. Nick lived for 22 years not even knowing what the word cystic fibrosis meant. So in the past 2 years, it's been an exponential learning curve, both for him and I trying to navigate living together and dating someone with CF for him. And you just have to be patient. You have to walk that person through and deal with the somewhat stupid questions that we CFers see, like, what does albuterol do? Because we forget sometimes that other people don't live the lives that we do. But Nick has taken it with such a smile the entire time, and I just want to say how thankful I am before I hand it over to him. So without more of me talking, because you see enough of me every day, here is Nick and what he thinks about the impact of cystic fibrosis on him as my partner.
Hey everybody, I'm Nick. Welcome to Staying Salty. This week is the impact CF has on your partner. I am the partner of Chelsea, so it's only appropriate that I star in this video. So let's get going. So where does CF impact our relationship? Well, CF didn't really impact our relationship probably till a year into it, and that's because of the terms on which me and Chelsea started dating. As you've probably seen in one of Chelsea's other videos, we met while we were traveling abroad, kind of a study abroad type travel group thing. hit it off and decided to stay in contact from that point on. That then led into a long distance relationship. I know people say those never work, but guess what? She lives with me now, so it did work. Well, back to the more important stuff, the impact. Yeah, so the first year I'd say me and Chelsea were dating, I really saw no impact other than probably her treatments. You know, we had a lot of time we would spend together when we would both travel to see each other in opposite states, hers being California, mine being Georgia. We would usually stay for about 10 days, 2 weeks, hang out with each other, and essentially live with each other. So, you know, I was doing Chelsea's 2 treatments a day with her. If she needed to, you know, stop and get her inhaler, if she needed to stop and slow herself down, those were all things that came very quickly in our relationship that I even noticed a little bit from when we first met, because we were studying abroad, we were doing strenuous activity, all sorts of stuff. So I always knew Chelsea's disease had an impact, but did it ever really impact me? Not so much. It impacted her, and I was just there on the side. Well, flash forward a year, you know, things start to get more serious and all, and there were some impacts. You know, being in a long distance relationship, I would lie to you if I said it was easy. There were certainly times where I think we both felt very lonely, confused, not sure of what the future held for us. And that can also be, you know, I think something that a lot of people with cystic fibrosis feel. What does the future hold for me, especially with a significant other? At one point, even in our relationship, I even had to kind of question myself, can I handle this disease? Because I'd never been around anybody with it. Specifically, I've been around people with other diseases, but, you know, this one hit kind of close to home for me, because the thing I saw impacting the most was a family in the future, which was something that me and Chelsea, even as crazy as it is from the beginning of time that we met, thought we would like to have a family one day, possibly together. We both knew that was a goal that we both wanted. So that was kind of scary for me. There was definitely a certain period of time where I was considering maybe not dating Chelsea because I was afraid of the impact it could have on my family, children, what I would have to do for Chelsea in the future, you know, all sorts of things like that. You know, the list is endless. I could go on. What really made me realize that I could handle Chelsea's disease and cystic fibrosis was something that I actually dealt with on my own, which was high blood pressure. I was diagnosed with high blood pressure when I was 20 years old. I got really sick out of nowhere all of a sudden. I was having like panic attacks, and I was being, you know, just my personality was just not Nick, and everyone started to notice. So one day, you know, where do you start when you have a problem? You go to the doctor. They had me sitting in a room, and they told me that I had severe high blood pressure, and if I didn't do something about it, you know, my life would be altered. And that scared me. And at that time, I kind of, you know, reflected back to the story I'm telling you now about my high blood pressure with Chelsea. I remember being scared, feeling alone, confused, you know, all these things that I think people with diseases feel. But the person who really made me realize how I felt was my mom, who said, you know, Nick, you have something. We all have something, and we really do. We all have something, whether it's high blood pressure, asthma, cystic fibrosis, you know, diabetes. Everyone has something, and everyone's family is going to have something. So what I really realized was, you know, if I had a kid, if I had a child with diabetes, cystic fibrosis, high blood pressure like I have, wouldn't I want someone to love me and respect me the exact same way that I love and respect my girlfriend, which is I don't see her as a different person. She has a disease, yes, but that's not Chelsea. Fast forward about 2 years almost, me and Chelsea now live together, which I love every single day. Definitely live with your girlfriend. The house is a lot cleaner, fridge is stocked, can't complain. But yeah, living together has definitely shown me that there is a little more impact with cystic fibrosis. Mostly I would say in the day-to-day activities. I mean, we don't have kids or anything yet, aren't planning on it anytime soon, so the family unit isn't really established. Our family consists of a cat, a dog, me, and Chelsea, so it's a little bit easier. But there can be some mornings where, you know, CF can definitely impact my day-to-day life and not just Chelsea's. The way in which it does that is I'm a really, really active guy. I probably bike, run, rock climb, work out, something, you get it, every single day of my life. I wake up every morning at 6:30 and I go to bed at midnight. I'm just full of energy. So as UCFers know, sometimes energy can be something that y'all are on the low side on due to how you're feeling that day. So it's really important for me to openly communicate with Chelsea through some of those adversities, because there are days then, yeah, I would like her to be with me and keep up with the pack. But there are also days that I have to be her protector and realize that she's not feeling that well, and she may look it from the outside, but today is not the day to go do the group bike ride or the rock climbing or the activity, which can be very hard for someone like myself who is so active. You know, you're always wanting to do things and go. There are some days where CF definitely can impact my life. As I was saying, I think it's really important that you have open communication, you know, with your significant other, to kind of alleviate, you know, some of those days where it can be harder for someone living with someone with cystic fibrosis. There's certainly an acclimation period that I think most people go through, being as if, you know, you don't live with someone with CF, it's never in your mind. There's a very different routine that's going to be established with their lives, which is then going to integrate into yours if you are their significant other. You know, every day I think about not just getting up, you know, putting on my clothes, making sure my hair's not messed up, going to work. I think about, has Chelsea eaten enough today? Is there enough of the right food in the house so Chelsea can make herself food? That's one thing that I watch a lot with her, that I think she thinks she watches a lot, but I have to watch a lot more for her, is what she eats. Because that is actually one of the bigger impacts that people don't understand with CF. People with CF need to eat very, very healthy diets. They need lots of calories to stay energized. It's not like me or you who can run off a few Cliff Bars, you know, a quick Subway or something. If you know, Chelsea doesn't eat or something like that, and I haven't made sure, that can impact my nightly activities, my daily activities. So that's probably something that, you know, maybe someone's not going to bring up in this particular topic, but that I think is really important, is helping maintain your own health and also helping maintain your partner's health, because they have a lot going on, from doing treatments, from taking medicines, from, you know, getting their medicines prepared, from planning out their day around all the things that a normal person who doesn't have to spend 3 hours of treatments does. So one way that I like to try and, you know, help Chelsea and also help myself so I lessen that impact is just really making sure that she takes care of herself, which is only an added benefit to both of us. So I think that's something that's really important in this video too, is that during that acclimation, you find ways that you can help Chelsea or your significant other, you know, and that is equally reciprocated, not necessarily in the same way, but, you know, if I spend a long day moving or doing physical activity that Chelsea can't do, she has a really great dinner prepared for me when I get home, or she's gotten takeout for me, or if, you know, there's something she can't attend this weekend, a camp out, something like that, she's always there to help out with the animals or something. So I never feel like the impact is so much to where it's not on an even keel, we could say. I think it's very give and take, which I think is what most relationships should be. I think you learn when long distance relationships, long-term relationships, sorry, is what I wanted to say, that, you know, really it's not about the petty things. It's about, you know, the love, the trust, you know, being with your best friend, which I hope everyone feels like they're with their best friend, with their, you know, significant other. But that's, you know, probably where I would say CF impacts me the most right now, is, you know, certain day-to-day activities, and just, you know, there are just some times where I have to recognize Chelsea's limitations and also realize, you know, my own at the same time, because I don't want to ever short myself from an experience, but I also never want to make Chelsea feel excluded. So that can be a very difficult balance, but I think anyone can achieve it. We certainly have. I'm not going to say that every day is sunshine and rainbows, or it's not, you know, what would you say, perfect, but we seem to get along pretty well, and I wouldn't trade her for anyone else in the world, CF or not. So I don't think anyone who's watching this video may be questioning, could I date someone with CF? I don't think you should be asking yourself if you can date someone with CF. I think you need to ask yourself, you know, can I fully commit to somebody? Because that's what it really is about, is fully committing to them and realizing that, you know, life is going to have challenges, and it doesn't matter if you date someone with CF or not. You know, sickness, health, you know, all the things that every, you know, couple, you know, husband and wife deal with, you're going to experience no matter what, whether they have that disease or not. So I think really just accepting in your mind the full committal of what they have, and if you can do that, you can find your routine or your acclimation, as I said, and you will be able to date. And you know what, like I said, just like anything, don't sweat the little things, hopefully, you know, learn to work around them. But that's really the impact CF has on me currently. I'm sure there's much more to come. You know, I plan on, like I said, being with Chelsea for a very long time. So not trying to stray away from my CFer here. So I'm sure there'll be a lot to learn along the road, but I am open for the challenge, and I couldn't see myself with anybody else. So that's kind of my story and my thoughts on the impact of cystic fibrosis.
Oh, you're so cute.
Chelsea was filming the whole time if you didn't know.
You're so cute. Thank you.
You're welcome.